Hi, my name is Bijou and I am studying Media and Communications, majoring in Public Relations and Social Media. This semester, my internship was at AS Purposeful, and then I also had a second internship at the North Sydney Community Centre. AS Purposeful provides support for those with, caring for or educating for those with neurodiverse minds, so that can include autism, ADHD, as well as other conditions as well. We aimed to create content to fill the gaps where help is needed for this community. So our role was to research mental health. We worked with the director, David Harper, who was our supervisor. Looking at the statistics of users that access online materials, so websites like AS Purposeful, this ABS graph shows that the largest group of people accessing other services, so online websites, are people aged 16 to 34. This information confirmed the research that we conducted as we aimed to increase the support that is provided through websites like these. As I mentioned in my second written reflection of the unit MMCC3150, Public Relations and Social Media, Sutherland looks at developing knowledge of businesses' key publics, requiring getting to know the audience well and personally. David organised a focus group for us, which gave us the opportunity to talk with some parents of, as well as a person living with either autism, ADHD or dyslexia. I'd say this was the most valuable experience that we had during the internship, as it provided us with a real experience and feedback as well as primary research. I got to ask the question to the group, what would you ask for if the ideal help existed? Some of the responses were more awareness and education, more teachers trained to work with special needs kids, employment for women, so that would lead to equal opportunity, as well as volunteers to work with special needs people. Building on this reflection further, I later researched themes discussed in social media groups like Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram, gathering more emotional responses. I used Freeberg's perspective again from the Public Relations unit surrounding branding, taking the research from the focus group as well as responses I found in social media groups helped when I went to develop some mock-ups for AS Purposeful, so I could understand the terminology and feelings and concerns of these group members, and it assisted me in the messaging and aesthetics around this. Public Relations has a natural affiliation with branding, as to promote the client's product, a relationship with the key public must be developed. Towards the middle of the semester, we experienced a little bit of trouble with communication, with weeks of no contact for our supervisor. We let our unit conveners know just to keep the communication open, and this resulted in myself personally getting a supplementary internship, which was at the North Sydney Community Centre. I believe this experience, whilst it wasn't ideal, it did teach us how to have a little bit of initiative and that communication channel as well, and being proactive in changing the direction that we were going. So I then began working at the North Sydney Community Centre. This was such a great experience, even in the short week that I had there. I was working with Gretel, who is their marketing coordinator. She gave me multiple tasks, which I really enjoyed. These included updating their classes on a promotional website called Class Bento, as well as creating some Instagram content and promoting next year's booking links and a letter as well, writing a letter. I would definitely say one of the strengths I had during the internship process was being proactive and using my initiative. Definitely during the periods where we had no contact with David, our supervisor, I would carry on with my own research or improvising, making up some content that I thought would be helpful for my SMART goals, but as well as for AS Purposeful. Another strength I noticed when I was working at NSCC, this was building confidence and attempting tasks that I have never done before. So I wrote a letter that requested sponsorship from one of the brands that they work with. This also relates to Thompson and Pascal's idea of challenging dogma, which I thought my little experience with this activity added a new perspective, and it benefited them because they were quite pleased that I could do that for them. A weakness, I'd say, was when I was with AS Purposeful. This was relating to content creation, which is what I reflected on in my first reflection. I outlined my SMART goal to be improving my confidence in computer programs. Although it is somewhat reliant on creativity, there are certain elements to content creation with mental health that need to be met, so messaging, colours, as well as the audience. So I found this a little bit of a struggle. I was able to practice a little bit more with this though with NSCC because I was in person for the internship, so I had guidance next to me and I could ask questions as well. But I am still a little way off being confident in this area. Overall, I would say that the internship experience for this unit gave me an understanding of compassion towards neurodiverse mental health, also working for the benefit of a community. I found that really rewarding. I believe that this will be an invaluable experience just because the way that the world's moving towards being more inclusive and accepting of different communities and individuals. I also learnt that the social media content creation and promotional side and creativity is definitely something I'd like to continue looking for when I go on to job searching. Thank you so much for listening.